He just showed me there was a time when like a car like backed up on him or like...
That's how he died.
You're kidding me.
No.
This is all the stuff that he's showing me him doing.
Yeah.
When I'm connecting with him, he shows me him falling off a roof. He shows...
That's how he broke his back.
Did your father also pass right here? Yep. Can you stand up? Because he just said to me, that's my daughter. The moment I'm connecting with his soul, he keeps showing me visions of an operation or a procedure.
He had a back procedure earlier in life.
But I also don't understand, is that why he was in constant pain all the time? Okay.
Yes.
Because you're going to know that when I'm connecting with your loved ones, they paint a picture for me saying like, first this happened, then this happened, this happened. And when I'm connecting with his soul, all I keep feeling is pain, not just in my back, but going all throughout my body. And your father keeps saying to me that ever since that procedure, he was not right here in this world. And what I mean by not right is he shows me that he had a lot of issues with his emotions and his moods. And he says to me, I changed as a person. Because he talks about always being in pain here in this world when I'm connecting with him. What I also have to tell you is that because of that, your dad says to me, Matt, I didn't get to support her in the way that I wanted to here in this world. The one thing is that I wish that I felt better. And he keeps showing me, he keeps talking about his reclining chair or his overstuffed chair here in the physical world. He says to me, this they'll know. And he keeps showing me his ass being in the seat with his feet up when I'm connecting with him. He says to me, and at the end of his life, he shows to me, even before you knew like there were things going on with him, he talks about the fact that he would just sleep, he'd be out of energy. He keeps showing me this happening all the time. He says to me, that's not how I want you to remember me. He says that when I'm connecting with this man, you're going to know that your loved ones will talk about all facets of their life. And when I'm connecting with your husband, back in the day, he was like a bull here in this world. Nothing could stop him. And I see that he was like crazy here in this world. Like he shows me him going from job to job to job. And he shows to me, Matt, he says, when I was here, he goes, I could run circles around these younger kids. He goes, I used to pick shit up and put shit down. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
And then he also shows me when I'm connecting with him that he would do like crazy things. That back issue that he had, he tells me that there was so many times where he like fell off of things and like, oh my God, this man's making me crazy. He showed me visions of his life and he just showed me there was a time when like a car like backed up on him or like.
That's how he died.
You're kidding me.
No.
This is all the stuff that he's showing me him doing. When I'm connecting with him, he shows me him falling off a roof. He shows.
That's how he broke his back.
When I'm connecting with him, I gotta tell you, he's showing me everything. And what's really hard is this. He just showed me that car rolling over on him and that car crushing him, he says to me, Matt, he says, I need my family to know that I shouldn't have been working on that car on that day. I made a mistake. He says, I used to think that I was 20 years old. I used to think that I was 19 years old. He says, I never accepted the fact that I was older. He says, but the thing was with your father is that he couldn't leave shit alone. He shows me like if something was broken over there, he thought something was broken, because I see him like this in his chair, watching TV. And if God forbid he heard what he thought was the toilet leaking or thought like he heard the faucet leaking, this would be him. I gotta go and fix it. I gotta go do this, I gotta go do that. But he also says to me, Matt, my body was given out on me. He says, I wasn't the same person as I was before. I see when I'm connecting with him that there was a lot that your dad did not tell you about his health and how he was feeling. And I know the day that he was crushed by that car, the day that he died, I know that there was also missteps that your dad took here in this world. Because he shows me it was an accident, but he says to me, I should have not have been going and working on that car in that way. He tells me when I'm connecting with him that when he was here, like I said, he wasn't feeling good already, but he didn't want to get old. And when I'm connecting with him, his mind was still going, even though his body was given out on him here in the physical world. I'm not saying given out, it's just because he was older. So know that one of the things that I have to tell you is this. He shows me that when I'm connecting with him, he says, Matt, you let my family know one thing. I was not the type of person that was ever going to sit in a hospital bed and die. He says to me, that's not what my life was like. He says, when I was here, he says, he tells me, I was an Olympian, he tells me. He says, I never heard a spirit tell me that word, I'm sorry. He says, and the thing that he shows me is that when he was here, he says, I would do everything that I possibly could to do things myself. But know that one of the things that he wants to let you know is that your dad did not expect to die on that day. So he says to me, if I were to know If I would have known that I was this close to death, he says, not only would I have not worked on that car that day, but also your dad says to me, I would have come out, I would have visited you more, I would have spent more time with you, I would have done all of these things, and that's why his soul is here right now. And wait a minute, did you also lose the cat as well?
Yeah.
He says to me, the friggin' cat's there in heaven, Matt.
Oh, my cat, yeah.
Lots of cats.
I just had a cat. She was hit on the road about back in December, yeah.
That soul is there with your dad because he goes to me, look, the friggin' cat and I died the same way.
And the other two cats.
Yeah.
And the other cat.
Yeah.
Right? Four cats.
So know that that soul is there and with you. But what I have to tell you is this, and this is really interesting. He tells me that you asked to see his body or to stay with his body after he died.
So it happened at work. He worked in an auto wreckers, and he was crushed by a car, and we were waiting for him that day, and they came and said there's been an accident. So when they opened up the gates, we went back, followed the parade of emergency vehicles, and there he was. I was concerned, are they going to leave him there all night? Because it was 5 o'clock. When are they going to remove the body? Is he going to lay on the ground all night?
Know that one of the things that he said to me is that I'm glad you were kept away. So whatever had happened, I don't know, and he keeps telling me, my hands.
I saw his hand, yes, laying from underneath the car, and then the paramedics and the firemen picked me up, and that was the last thing I saw. So yes.
He's telling me. He said to me that what he wants you both to know is that on the other side, his soul is completely fine. He says, and Matt, you let them know. Don't think of that last moment of me laying under that car. He says, I want you to know that in spirit, I am fine. I am here and with you. And he plays jokes on you in the house. He tells me that you keep feeling a soul with you or someone that's there. It's him. And this is really weird, but he shows me like he set an alarm off in your house.
Yeah.
We have this little kid washing machine that works off batteries, but it has no batteries in it, and it kept going off. I kept hearing it every night, and I kept thinking, what is that? What is that? So finally, I got up and I went, oh, it's that washing machine. So I removed it from the room. There's no batteries in it.
Welcome to my life. Well, know this. Know that that was his way of letting you know in spirit that he made it to the other side, because souls can touch things with electricity, letting you know that when you heard that washing machine go off and then you checked and you're like, shit, there's no batteries. What the hell's going on? It's his way of letting you know in spirit that he is okay, he is with you, and his soul is safe and at peace.